Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Dr. Sidhu Physics Tutorial. In this session we are going to discussing the physics problems which are given in the NEET 2020. The first problem is the phase difference between the displacement and the acceleration of a particle in simple harmonic motion is. In any simple harmonic motion, the displacement of a particle x is given by the a sine omega t. We differentiate the displacement with respect to time, we get the velocity v equal to dx by dt, that equal to d by dt of a sine omega t. Here a is the constant, so bring it outside. The differentiation of sine omega t is cos omega t. The differentiation of omega t is omega. Therefore, a omega cos omega t, which is the expression for the velocity. Our aim is to calculate the acceleration. So, again differentiate the velocity with respect to time, we get the acceleration. Therefore, acceleration a equal to dv by dt, that equal to d by dt of a omega cos omega t. Here a omega is the constant, so bring it outside. Therefore, a omega into the differentiation of cos omega t is minus sin omega t. For omega t is omega. Therefore, acceleration a equal to minus a omega square sin omega t. Here minus is can be rearranged as a equal to a omega square sin omega t plus pi. Therefore, which is the expression for the acceleration. Our aim is to calculate the phase difference between the displacement and acceleration. The displacement x equal to a sin omega t. By observing the displacement and acceleration both having the sine term but which are differ in the phase difference of pi. Therefore, the phase difference between the displacement and acceleration is pi radians. Therefore, our answer is option 4. The next question is a long solenoid of 50 centimeter length having 100 turns carrying a current of 2.5 amperes. The magnetic field at the center of the solenoid is. Here mu naught is the permeability of the free space. It's a simple question. Solution. Given that length of the solenoid equal to 50 centimeters, that equal to 50 into 10 power minus 2 meters, and also total number of turns in the solenoid is n equal to 100 turns. The current I equal to 2.5 amperes. Permeability of the free space equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 meter per ampere. Therefore, the magnetic field at the center of the solenoid is given by the formula V equal to mu naught Ni, where N is the total number of turns per unit length. Therefore, V equal to mu naught capital N by L. N is the total number of turns per unit length, capital N by L into I. Therefore, V equal to 4 pi into mu naught value, 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7, N equal to 100 by 50 into 10 power minus 2 into I equal to 2.5 5 amperes. Therefore, V equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 5. 100 can be written as a 10 square. The bases are equal, so powers will be added. That's why 10 power minus 5 into 2.5 by 50 into 10 power minus 2. 10 power minus 2, 10 power minus 5 get cancelled. The remaining is 4 pi into, the remaining is 10 power minus 3 into 2.5 by 50. Therefore, B equal to, we write the 2.5 as 25 by raising the power of 10 power minus 3 by 1 unit. Therefore, pi into 25 into 10 power minus 4 by 50, 25 ones, 25 twos, that equal to 2 ones, 2 twos. Therefore, 2 pi into 10 power minus 4. Therefore, B equal to 2 into 22 by 7, pi value is 22 by 7, or 3.14 into 10 power minus 4. Therefore, B equal to 8 to 6.28 into 10 power minus 4 Tesla, or there is a option in the given problem. Therefore, the two bodies of mass 4 kg and 6 kg are tied to the ends of a massless string. The string passes over a pulley which is frictionless. The string passes over a pulley which is frictionless. The acceleration of the system in terms of acceleration due to gravity. The situation is given in the form of diagram. A 4 kg mass and 6 kg mass are suspended by a string over a pulley. The weight of the body, 4 kg body, 4g, acts downwards, and also 6 kg body, 6g, acts downwards. In this situation, the net downward force F net equal to 6g minus 4g, that equal to 2g. F net equal to 2g. F net is nothing but of total mass of the system and acceleration of the system. Ma equal to 2g. Total mass means 4 kg plus 6 kg, that equal to 10 kg into A equal to 2g, 2 ones, 2 fives. Therefore, acceleration A equal to g by 5. Our required answer is g by 5. In the options second one is correct one. The next question is the ratio of contributions made by the electric field and magnetic field components to the intensity of the electromagnetic wave. It's a simple thing, it's a conceptual question. In the intensity of the electromagnetic wave is equally shared by the magnetic and electric field components. So, the ratio of electric and magnetic components must be equal to 1:1. The option 1 is correct one. The next question is, in a certain region of space of volume 0.2 meter cube, the electric potential is found to be 5 volts throughout. That means the potential of the space 2 meter cube is constant. the magnitude of the electric field in this region is. Solution. We know that the relation between the electric field and the potential is given by the equation E equal to minus dV by dr, where dr is the distance. Distance. Here dV is the change in the potential, but here the potential is same throughout the space. That's why the change in the potential should be 0. 0 by something equal to 0. Therefore, electric field must be 0 in the space 0.2 meter cube. So, our required answer is 0 Newton per Coulomb. In options, the fourth one is the correct answer. Next one. The average energy for monoatomic gas is, where Kb equal to Boltzmann constant and T is the absolute temperature. Simple thing, it's also a conceptual question. We know that according to equipartition energy theorem, 1 degree of freedom contributes half kBT energy. But here given case is monoatomic gas. For monoatomic gas, there are 3 degrees of freedom. Therefore, the total energy of the average energy of the monoatomic gas equal to 3 into each degree of freedom, half kBT, that equal to 3 by 2 kBT. This is our required answer. In options, option 1 is correct one. In the torque about the origin when the force of 3J newtons acts on a particle whose position vector is 2 k cap meters. Solution. Given that the force vector F bar equal to 3 j cap newtons, that equal to, in force vector the x and z components of the force is 0. Therefore 0 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 0 k cap, and position vector r bar equal to 2 k cap. In position vector the x and z components are zeros. 0 I cap plus 0 j cap plus 2 k cap. We know that the torque tau is nothing but of the cross product of position vector and force vector. Therefore, the cross product of position vector and force vector is given by the as follows. The vector components of r bar are 0, 0, 2, and force components are 0, 3 and 0. Therefore, we ignore the first column and first row, that equal to I cap into 0 minus AD minus BC, 0 minus 6 minus j cap into, we ignore the second column and the first row, 0 minus 0 plus k into 0 minus 0, that equal to I cap into minus 6 minus 0 minus 0 plus 0, that equal to minus 6 k cap Newton meter. Torque tau equal to minus 6 I cap Newton meter. This is our required answer. In options, second one is correct option. The next questions are: the mean free path for a gas with molecular diameter d and the number density n can be represented as, it's a simple formula. As we know that the mean free path lambda of a gas is inversely proportional to square of the diameter, and lambda is also inversely proportional to number density. These are the required conditions. In the given options, the required conditions are satisfied by the option 1. Therefore, option 1 is the correct one. The next question is the energy equivalent of 0.5 grams of a substance is. Solution: given that mass of the substance M equal to 0.5 grams, that equal to 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg. We know that the relation between the mass and energy is given by the relation equal to mc square, where c is the velocity of the light. Therefore, 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into velocity of the light is 3 into 10 power 8 whole square, that equal to 0.5 into 10 power minus 3 into 3 square 9 into 10 power 60. 0.5 into 9 into bases are equal, so powers will be added, that equal to 16 minus 3 equal to 30. Therefore, 0.5 into 9 equal to 4.5 into 10 to the power of 30 joules. This is the required answer. In options, option A is the correct one. Next question is, the screw gauge has least count of 0.1 mm and there are 50 divisions in the circular scale. Then find the pitch of the screw gauge. We know that least count LC equal to pitch of the scale by number of divisions. That implies pitch equal to LC into number of divisions. Therefore, pitch equal to, here LC value is 0.01 into number of divisions 50, that equal to 5 into 0.1, that equal to 0.5 mm. In options, second one is the correct one. Two cylinders A and B of equal capacity are connected to each other via stopcock. A contains an ideal gas at STP. STP means standard temperature and pressure. B is completely evacuated. The entire system is thermally insulated. The stopcock is suddenly opened. The process is, here two cylinders A and B are connected by a rubber cork. If A is filled with the ideal gas, and here we observe the three conditions. First one, gas is ideal and the system is thermally insulated, and third one, it is suddenly opened. First of all, we see the requirements for the adiabatic process. For adiabatic process, the walls of the containers should be thermally insulated and no heat is entered into the system and no heat is flow out of the system. And also this adiabatic process is also sudden process. So our option is 1. Let us check the second one. Isochronic. Isochronic means volume remains constant. When we open the rubber cork, the volume of the ideal gas increases. So volume changes. So our option is not isochronic. Isobaric. Isobaric means pressure will be constant. Pressure remains constant. When initially the pressure of the ideal gas in A is more when compared to when we open the rubber cork, then the pressure will decreases. Here pressure of the ideal gas decreases, so it is not a isobaric process. Isothermal process. For isothermal process, the requirements are the walls of the containers should be purely conductive. So here walls of the containers are thermally insulated, so this is option also not correct. Our required conditions obeyed by the process, that is adiabatic process. For this question, the suitable answer is adiabatic process. The next question is, when the uranium isotope U92-235 is bombarded with a neutron, it generates krypton 3689 and 3 neutrons and dash, and that means we have to find the remaining product. Let's write the equation of the reaction. Uranium 92-235 plus is bombarded with 1 neutron, that means N10, that implies we get krypton 36 and plus 3 neutrons, 3 into neutrons. Then we have to find the remaining product. That product, let it be X. According to the conservation of atomic number or number of protons, the number of protons in the reactant side is 92, in the product side is 36. The remaining number 92 minus 36 equal to 56 will be the atomic number of the remaining product, 56. According to the conservation of mass number, in reactant side the mass number is 235 plus 1, that equal to 236. That should be equal to the mass number of the products, 89 plus 3 neutrons plus 3, the remaining will be, let it be X. Therefore X equal to 236 minus 92, that equal to 144. Therefore the mass number of the remaining product is 144. In the given option, the atomic number should be 56 and mass number should be 144. The option 4 is the correct one. The next question is, a charged particle having the drift velocity of 7.5 into 10 power minus 4 in an electric field of, that means E equal to 3 into 10 power minus 10 volt per meter. Then we have to find the mobility. We know that mobility is nothing but of drift velocity per unit electric field, that equal to Vd means 7.5 into 10 power minus 4 by 3 into 10 power minus 10, that equal to 7.5 by 3 into 10 power minus 4 into, if you bring the 10 power minus 10 upwards, it becomes positive 10 power 10. Therefore mu equal to 2.5, that means 3 ones 2.5s, 2.5 into 10 power 6. This is the required answer. In options, option 1 is the correct one. Next one, taking into the account of significant figures, what is the value of 9.99 meters minus 0.99 meters? First we initially subtract this value from the 9.99. 9.9900 minus 0.0099. Here the value is 1, 0, 8, 9, 9.98. Here the condition is, while we are doing the subtraction or addition, we have to take the minimum number of significant figures after the decimal point. After the decimal point, the minimum number is 2. Therefore, after decimal point, here we also take the 2 points. Therefore, the answer is 9.98 meters. Option 1 is the correct answer. Next one, an iron rod of susceptibility 599 is subjected to a magnetizing field of 1200 ampere per meter. Then the permeability of the material rod is. Solution. It's a simple question. The relation between the permeability of the material with the magnetic susceptibility is given by the mu naught into 1 plus chi, where chi is the susceptibility. Therefore, mu equal to, here mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7, 1 plus, here chi is the 599. Therefore, mu equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into 600. Therefore, mu equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into 6 into 10 square. Therefore, mu equal to 24 pi into 10 power minus 5, which is the required answer. The next one is a spherical conductor of radius 10 centimeters has a charge of 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulombs distributed. What is the magnitude of the electric field at a point 15 centimeters from the center of the sphere? Solution. Consider a sphere having the radius small r equal to 10 centimeters, and we have to calculate the electric field at a point 15 centimeters from the center. Here is the point which is at a distance 50 centimeters from the center of the sphere. Then at that point we have to calculate the electric field. We know that the electric field E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R square, where R is the distance of a point from the center of the sphere. That equal to, here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is 9 into 10 power 9. Here Q is the 3.2 into 10 power minus 7 divided by R square means 15 into 10 power minus 2. We have to convert the centimeters into meters. Therefore, whole square. Therefore, E equal to 9 into 3.2 into 10 power 2. Here bases are equal, so powers will be added. 9 minus 7 equal to 2 divided by 15 square equal to 225 into 10 power minus 4. That equal to 32 into 9 into 10 divided by 225 into 10 power 4. That equal to 18, 32 nines, 288 divided by 225 into 10 power 5. So we get the value of, doing the calculation, 288 by 225 equal to 225 ones, 1.28. Therefore E equal to 1.28 into 10 power 5 Newton per Coulomb, which is the required answer. Option 1 is the correct one. Question is, a series LCR circuit is connected to an AC voltage source when L is removed from the circuit, where L is the inductor circuit. The phase difference between the current and voltage is pi by 3. If instead capacitor is removed from the circuit, the phase difference is again pi by 3 between current and voltage. Then we have to calculate the power factor of the circuit. Here in LCR there is an inductor L and capacitor C and resistance R, which are connected in series to an alternate EMF E. In first case, we have to remove the inductor. There is a capacitor and resistor in the circuit. Therefore, the phasor diagram will be, this is the voltage across the resistor. In pure resistor, there is no phase difference between the current and the voltage. Therefore, I is also in the same direction. In pure capacitor, the current leads by the voltage by pi by 2. So, this is the VC. The difference, the resultant between the VC and VR acts like this. This V and I are differ by a phase difference given by the pi by 3. This is the first case. And the second case, if we remove the capacitance is also, there will be a L and R in the circuit. The phasor diagram will be like this. VR acts like this and current is in the direction of VR. But in the case of pure inductor, the current lags by the voltage by pi by 2. That means this is the VL, which is the resultant voltage. Again there is a pi by 3 phase difference. Here we observe that potential difference across the capacitor and potential difference across the resistor must be cancelled. The current and the resultant voltage are in the same direction. That means that there is no phase difference between the current and the VR. Therefore, phase difference pi equal to G between the I and VR. Therefore, we know the power factor definition. Power factor definition is nothing but of cos pi. Therefore, cos pi value is 0. Cos 0 equal to 1. Therefore, power factor cos pi equal to 1. Which is our required answer. Option 2 is the correct one.